Hook. The first time Daniel knew she was still with him was the night he smelled her perfume in the hallway, soft jasmine and rainwater, long after they had buried her. Daniel Reed had lived in silence for 11 months, 4 days, and 6 hours. Not that he was counting, but grief had a way of freezing time in the strangest ways. After his wife, Emily, died in a car accident just a week before their 10th anniversary, Daniel had become a ghost in his own life. He worked from home now, barely saw friends, and rarely left their coastal cottage. The town of Mariners Hill knew him as that quiet widower on Cliffside Road, and left him alone. His house was a time capsule. Her favorite books still lined the shelf. Her mug still sat by the window. And every morning, when the wind rolled in from the sea, he thought he heard her humming in the kitchen. He didn't believe in ghosts. Not really. Until the night he smelled her perfume. It wasn't faint. It wasn't imaginary. It was the same scent she wore on their first date, rain and jasmine, she used to say with a smile. Daniel had thrown the bottle away months ago. And yet, that night, the hallway outside their bedroom smelled just like her. He froze. "Emily," he whispered, his voice cracking from disuse. Of course, no one answered. But the scent lingered long enough to draw tears to his eyes. That was the beginning. Over the following weeks, small things began to happen. The bedroom window he always kept closed, was found cracked open in the mornings, just as Emily liked it. The old record player turned on by itself, always playing her favorite vinyls, Fleetwood Mac, Joni Mitchell, Simon and Garfunkel. One morning, he found her old red sweater laid neatly on the bed. He hadn't touched that closet in months. Daniel thought he was losing his mind. So he went to see his best friend, Marcus, his former college roommate and now a psychologist in Portland. "I think Emily's trying to reach me," Daniel said, voice trembling. Marcus didn't laugh. He just leaned forward. "Or maybe, you're finally starting to listen." "To what?" "To what's still inside you. You loved her. You still do. Maybe there's something she left behind that you're not ready to face." The turning point came when Daniel found the journal. He hadn't known she kept one. It was hidden behind a loose panel in the bedroom wall. Inside were dated entries, written in Emily's looping handwriting. She had known she was dying. Her last physical, done in secret just weeks before the accident, had revealed an aggressive form of cancer. She hadn't told Daniel. She didn't want their final days to be about hospitals and grief. She wanted their memories together to be untouched. The car accident had robbed her of the time she thought she had left to say goodbye. In one entry, she wrote, "If I'm gone before I can say this to you, just know, Daniel, I loved you more than life itself. Don't live inside my shadow. Live inside the light I saw in you every day." Daniel broke down. For the first time since her death, he screamed, cried, and let the silence crack. He started to change after that. He went outside. Took long walks by the cliffs again. Brought coffee to the local bookstore where Emily used to volunteer. Slowly, people welcomed him back. He spoke to children who remembered her reading stories to them, comforted an elderly neighbor she used to visit. Daniel began to live again, not because the grief was gone, but because he finally understood what Emily had wanted for him. One day, he came home from the bookstore, and there it was again, that scent. Jasmine and rain. But this time, it didn't scare him. He smiled, looked toward the empty hallway, and whispered, "Thank you." The perfume never came back after that. The window stayed shut. The music stopped playing on its own. It was as if she knew her message had finally been heard. Epilogue. 2 years later, Daniel published a book, The Ghost Wore Her Perfume, a love story beyond goodbye. It became a quiet bestseller. Not because it was about ghosts, but because it was about something even more powerful, healing. It was about holding on just long enough to learn how to let go. He donated every dollar from the book to cancer research under Emily's name. Daniel never remarried. But he wasn't alone. He found joy again, in friends, in writing, in the wind that rolled off the sea each morning. And sometimes, when the rain came in just right, he swore he could still smell jasmine on the air. Grief doesn't end. But neither does love. Sometimes, the dead leave us more than memories, they leave us the strength to keep living.